Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Inkvent day number 6. Let's see what's behind today's door. So here we are, number 6. It's just to the side of the calendar word. Just going to use this just to help me open it. And here we go. Let's slowly take this out. That looks like a bit of a brownish label, doesn't it? Let's take this away, then we can take a look at the ink. So what have we got? It's called Winter Spice. Yeah, that looks like a brown label to me. Spice, yeah, I always associate spices with brown. On the side, well, we've got a shimmer and sheen ink today. That'll be interesting to see when we do our writing sample. And nothing on the other side. I'll just take the wrapper off. There we go, the wrapper's now off. I'm just going to turn it over. Let's see if we can see any of that shimmer. Yeah, it looks like it's like a blue type of shimmer there. I'm going to give the bottle a good old move around now to get that shimmer and that sheen evenly distributed within the ink. Okay, I've given that a good shake. Here we go, Winter Spice. Let's take the lid off. And then I'll fetch in today's swatch card. So again, my swatch cards, using the colouring card. I try to use this as much as possible. It just gives me a consistent card that I'm starting off with. And yes, I know sometimes when you're using these swatch cards, the ink colour does look slightly different than it does if you're writing with a fountain pen. But it's there really as a guide when I'm trying to pick my inks. So let's swatch this up. Yeah, look, definitely. I would say it's like a greeny brown at the moment. I like greens, I like browns, so this might be a good combination for me to try out. One more dip. Oh, nearly knocked the bottle over there. That would have been a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it? And then single pass to the side. Let's try re-dipping it then. Single pass to the side, take 2. There we go. You know, where I've got that single pass, to me, I can see where it's got that greeny brown to it. I actually quite like the look of this. Be interesting when it's writing to see what it looks like. So that was with the Pilot Parallels. Next tool I'm going to use is this. This is a Serendipity dip pen with a broad fountain pen nib. Just dip that in. Look at that all there on the nib. So Diamine. Inkvent 2021 Winter Spice. It tickles me in a way, you know, this is called Winter Spice. Living in the southern hemisphere, this is summer, not winter. But yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? It's drying off really pretty. Gonna put it to one side so it's got time to properly dry. And I'll fetch in my notebook. Let's move the ink a little bit. So this is an Endless Recorder notebook. It's 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. So we've got here, we've got day number 6. And it's Diamine Winter Spice. It's pretty writing, isn't it? Drying times, immediate. 10 seconds. Do you know, it doesn't seem to be drying much at all. 30 seconds. Finally, 1 minute. After a minute, well, that's dried a lot, but you know, it's still wet. One of the consistent things I've noticed with all the inks so far, they've all been fairly wet. Let's do our writing. It's a nice ink. Lots of character coming out in that little bit of writing I've done. You know, look at all the shading that's coming through. It's not quite dry yet, so I'm not seeing a lot of the sheen. What I'm going to do is pop the book over to one side. We'll let it dry off, and then we'll come back and have a final look at it. Move the book to one side. So the next thing we're going to look at, I'm going to fetch in here, Star Wars The Mandalorian. I love advent calendars. I hate Christmas, but I love the advent calendars. I think it's the build-up which I like. Whereas Christmas, well, it's done and over in a day, isn't it? Whereas with advent, you've got that build-up as you're gradually moving towards Christmas. Anyway, day number 6, I found it. It's right down here at the bottom. Let's just get in there. I'll use my letter opener just to make it a bit easier. There we go. Here's the chocolate. What have we got today? There we go, a candle. Pop that chocolate to one side to be eaten later on. Let's take this out of the way and we'll fetch in the final package we're going to look at. This is the bag that my wife has been doing. So for those that have only just joined, all through the year, my wife's been collecting little bits and pieces to do as this Advent style calendar for me. Some are station related, some are not, some are just for fun. And then each morning when I'm about to sit down and record, she's fetching in this bag, giving it to me. So I don't really have an idea what's in there. It's as much of a surprise to me as it is to a lot of people. So let's see what's in here. Today we've got in here an LED flash loop. This is awesome. This is going to be so much use to me. I know I've seen lots of people with loops and you hear people going on when I look at other YouTube videos. They go on about loops. I've never had one. What I've been doing is using my camera and then zooming in on the nib or the bits that I want to use. And it's really quite awkward. So this is going to be really useful. Let's just take it out of the box, shall we? Can't even get into the box. There we go. It doesn't want to come out. It's a nice fit. Oh, it's even in its own little bag. Let's just quickly take it out. Here we go. Then we've got a loop. And I'm guessing there must be a switch on it somewhere because, here we go, because it says it's got its own LED. But that doesn't seem to work. Maybe I need to pull out the battery protector, something like that. But that's something I can look at another time. Let me get all this out of the way. Let's fetch back in the notepad and the swatch. So here comes the notepad first. Pop that up there and then the swatch. We'll look at the swatch first. So definitely I can see a lot of green in there. I'm not actually seeing that much in the way of shimmer. I can see, yes, there where I've got my ink vent. It's actually looks quite green when it's either sheening or shimmering. I'm not sure which one to say it is. Not seeing any of that blue which I'd seen in the tub, but maybe the combination of the brown and the blue is what's given us the green. Let's look at the writing. Again, the writing. The top part where it was still fresh. Yeah, I'm seeing it's darker. There's a bit more green coming through. But as we come down, again, not seeing much in the way of shimmer or sheen in that one either, which is a bit of a shame. Let's fetch that back in so we've got it all together. So this is day number 6 of Inkvent. This is Diamine Winter Spice. What do you think about this ink? Can you see something in there that I'm not seeing? Sometimes I find the camera does actually pick up things that I don't see with my eyes, mainly because the lights that I've got in here are so bright when I'm recording that it really does affect the way I see the colours. And then, as I say, when I see it on the camera later on, I see different colours. So what are your thoughts on this? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you tomorrow with day number 7.